Nice to be here.
Nice to have you in here. Now, at St Andrews, you are responsible for?
I fix clubs. You know, if people come in with a broken club, or if they want it lengthened or shortened or anything like that, you know, we do that. Some people want to put a different grade of shaft in, like stiff or regular shaft. We can do that. Actually, this week I'm doing some clubs for a guy. He's 6'8".
So that'll be an extension. Then,
so you know, I've had to extend his clubs a whole inch from what they were already extended before. So yeah, the guy's a giant. So regular clubs are not good for him. Does
that make a big difference on the size of a person? I mean that probably.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, I'm 6'4", and for my driver, I think I've added an inch and a quarter on that. I didn't, funnily enough, for the irons, and I was quite surprised. I thought when I bought my tailor-made irons I was going to have to lengthen them. Maybe I should bring them along to Jeff and get them checked out, actually.
So, Jeff, is yours like a little bit of like a tailor service, then? Can we say that?
We do it as a service for the golf course. It's really nice to... so people can come in if they got a problem with their club, or a lot of people come in with grips that are so worn out, and you know, it's like driving your car in the rain with bald tires. you can do it, but you have to be really careful. And it's the same with the golf grip. If it's shiny and worn out, the club's going to slip in your hands, especially here with the moisture in
that's
Thailand.
A very good point. Yeah.
So it's a really important thing. People go out there and I see people come in. The grips are worn right through to the shaft where their thumb's been digging in like for 10 years. You know, so it's a very important thing to change your grips every.
And
now
also,
and again.
I would imagine a very important thing to point out, Ian. It's got to be, hasn't it? I mean, to me, it seems a little bit strange that somebody would carry on playing with it worn through. Surely, like you say, you've got to have the grip there.
Yeah.
I must say, I'm surprised that people go on to that extreme.
Oh, I've seen.
You've seen it all, I'm sure.
You know, talk about bold tires. You know, so it's really important. We got a good selection of Golf Pride and Lambkin grips, and I can put them on while people wait. They can sit down, have a cold beverage, something to eat, and by the time they're finished, their clubs are ready for them to go home.
Great, lovely.
Yeah, when you have bad grips, your grip pressure increases. So slowly you don't stop, your club head stops to work because you're gripping like an ape. Then you get tendonitis in your elbow, which
so you sort of tend to grip it harder because it's
because they're just gripping on. They realize that their grips are not any good anymore, so they automatically grip too tight, much too tight. So
it's very necessary to sort of keep an eye on that.
Yeah, and as so we offer it as a service. Like we've had people come in and not just doing salesmanship, but they come in for a lesson. I look at their clubs and I'm. Well, you know, you can have problems with this because, as John's saying, you have to grip so tight that you're not going to have a nice, relaxed golf swing. And you watch the pros, and you watch golf on TV, you see them swing. They're very relaxed. Everything is loose and loosey-goosey. But if you're gripping, you're not going to have a nice golf swing. You're going to have a lot of tension in your arms and everything. So
great. And any more you want to add to that? Is there any more we can put on the end of that?
Do it while you wait.
Yeah, we do it while you service while you wait. And I've had people come in. One guy about a year and a half ago, they were playing in a shotgun tournament, and on the 17th he hit a tree root with his pitching wedge, and he put a big bow in it, and he drove past our place when he played the 18th, run in and said, "Oh, look at my pitching wedge, I had a big bow in it, but I'm playing in a tournament." So I said, "Okay, leave it here." He went on playing, and by the time he got around like 2 more holes, I had it straightened out for him, good enough that he could play. So it was a good service for him. He was, he got his club back and was able to play the rest of the round with it.
Sounds good to me. Going back to John, you had some more information on St Andrews and what you did up there, yeah? Bring you back in on that.
St Andrews now.
Yeah, okay, that one in. Yeah,
I think so.
They've had a lot of complaints in the past about slow playing, but this year they've buckled down and they've got some things done. Obviously, we have the Koreans come over. They have a Korean school that they do every year, and they slow the play down. Now they've got their marshals out working. And they have a different system. They start them off early in the morning, very early, first light. They start them off on 15, 16, 17, 18, and 1. So by the time 9 o'clock comes, they've cleared. So they're already through. In years past, they've started the big group on 1 and a big group on 10. Well, that only works for 2 hours. Then you have a big backup. Well, they've changed that, and they've done a really good job. And we have the societies coming in now. They're playing in 4 hours, 4 hours and 15 minutes. On a high season, to me, that's fine. And they're happy with that. So
had a bit of a reshuffle, and the reshuffle's working, and everybody's sort of going through smoothly now.
And they've got the marshals out there doing their job, which is pretty tough to find in Thailand. They don't really work the marshals. Now they're starting to do that, and it's really good.
Good. Like that one. Okay, Ian, anything to add before we take a break?
Well, no, I was just going to ask that, John. Presumably that's on Green Valley. St Andrews is pretty much left alone and Silky Oak now, or what's it like on those other two courses?
Great. I mean, they're doing very well. They've changed the system, and it's working. And this is the first year that we've found that people are coming in they're saying, well, that's not bad. Even on a Saturday and a Sunday, they say, well, we just played in 4 hours. You know, we found that this year is happening.
Because I would imagine, I mean, like I said, I'm not a golf player, but I would imagine if somebody is holding you up slightly, it must get frustrating,
well,
surely.
Unfortunately, it's a bit more than that, because, I mean, for instance, and I get this regularly, you get a drive away and you got some people playing slowly in front of you, and say you're on a par 5, and you think you can take a 5 or a 3 wood to actually reach the green in 2, or that's what you're looking to do, and it's within range. You're having to wait for them to clear the green, obviously, to play safely. You can't be hitting a ball and landing it on someone's head 200 and whatever yards away, of course. So you're waiting, and the longer you wait, frankly, I begin to seize up, and my shot goes, and I generally scuff it along the ground.
You're losing momentum, and you're losing your pace.
It almost forces you to say, well, on that par 5, I'm not going to go for the green in 2. I'm going to lay up and then take a wedge in, just because you want to keep that momentum, even though it's not the shot that you would like to play in an ideal world. So that's a very good point that John makes.
Usually when you wait that long, when it comes to your time to hit the ball, you hit it too quick.
It all goes wrong.
And then it goes wrong.
Oh, I'll just get on with this, just like... okay, guys, stay with us in the studio, 105 studio. We're going to come back with Ian, and then we're going to have like a final segment later on in the show.
Great.
And also, if we want, guys, we'll have a free-for-all and just sort of joining in a general chit-chat and have a bit of fun, yeah?
Sounds good.
Sounds good on 105. Right. Join us right after this.
The weekly golf update on the Dave D Show on Pattaya 105.
Just taking us to 10 minutes past the hour, 5 o'clock. We're down live in the 105 studio. Ian, Jeff and John are in the studio. We're going to come back to Ian and, of course, Qantas.
Yeah, the Qatar Open there in Doha last weekend. Exciting stuff there as well as at Phoenix, because we had... American golfer, reformed golfer John Daly coming in as the clubhouse leader in the opening round, which was really nice to see.
Yeah, that's great.
I mean, he's not been around for really in a competition at that sort of level for a long time now, a lot of years. And he came in finished fourth, which was great. The winner there was the Scotsman Paul Lawrie, who was 4 shots ahead of Australian Jason Day and Swede Peter Hansen. Sergio Garcia came in 5th, Martin Kamer 9th, and Lee Westwood coming in at 12th. Tongchai, better than last week, or the week before that, in fact, coming in at 20th. But there it's important to note, I think, that the 4-day tournament had to be cut back to 54 holes.
Weather-wise?
Because the weather, the Shamal, apparently it is, there was a car called that, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
Shamal?
Shamal.
Are you sure?
Big sandstorm going
Maserati.
on. Yeah.
Anyway, whatever, the sandstorm.
Sounds like an old girlfriend to me, not a car.
No, it was a Maserati. I'm sure.
It was a Maserati, was
I'm
it?
sure she was.
She was.
Right.
So the bad weather cut the tournament.
It cut it back, but there we are. They expect that in the desert, and of course they're there this coming weekend, starting today in Dubai.
In Dubai. So what's happening over in Dubai now?
Well, the Desert Classic, fantastic tournament. They go from that finishes the Gulf Swing, as they call it, the Desert Swing. They go on to India the week after. But yeah, very, very interesting tournament there coming up in Dubai, because you've got last week's winner Laurie playing again, teeing off this time in the first 2 rounds with Lee Westwood, and Norrin there, and Robert Rock is back. Rocky is back.
The Rocky is back. He's probably back after counting all his money.
He's counted it. He's finally counted it. Yeah, so he's playing. Actually, that's a really good pairing as well. 3-ball. Rock playing with McIlroy and Kyrgios. So that's a big test for him.
We did that, just to stop you in your tracks a second, Ian. I did have an email in from Simon, and he said to me, "Are caddies ex-golfers?"
What do you think? What's your experience there?
You come in, just pull it in on that, John. I mean, it's or Jeff.
Yeah, some of them are good golfers that have never made the tour.
I think that's probably right.
But
Most of them certainly know.
They know the game.
Oh yeah,
but they just don't have the expertise what it takes to be top.
I think that's probably right, and certainly here in Thailand as well. Some of the best caddies I've had are actually golfers themselves, and here it's very easy to see the difference between a golfer and a non-golfer in the form of a caddy.
Yeah. But they are an important factor surely in golf.
Well, at top level,
yeah.
Sorry, John. Yeah.
The caddies are really important. There's some really good caddies out there, and it shows. Some of the players would not have won without a caddy.
Wow.
Look at Robert Rock last weekend. His caddy, he hit his bad shot on the 18th. He's striding the rock, looking at all this. His caddy said, "Nope, back here, take your medicine.
Drop it out."
Yeah.
So
his actual words were, "Don't even think about it."
Is that what he said? Excellent. Yeah,
so, good question. Good question. I mean, I didn't know the answer to that, so I thought I'd ask you guys.
But the other thing to mention, what do they get? Is it 10% of the earnings plus the salary? Oh, it's a fair old wedge, so they're earning their money, that's for sure.
Yeah, plus, they get all their per diems and everything else. They're not spending any money when they're out there. Free hotel,
and flights
free meals
and everything, I'm sure. Yeah.
Actually, we get Ian Woosum's caddy comes into the Golf Centre Bar and Grill. He plays here quite a lot, and Ian Woosum, where was it, in Africa? South Africa. Ian Woosum had a great tournament there, and he said it was fabulous. All the caddies had a great time and a beautiful party, and didn't pay a penny out. So he got his 10% plus.
Very nice.
Very happy.
Yeah. And of course, we had a quick email in. I do remember this one. It's from a lady called Linda, and I mean, the answer's pretty simple to me. She says, "If I go out and buy the top of the range golf clubs, does that make me a good golf player?"
I wish it was that simple.
Yeah, I think we all agree on that one, Linda. It's a case of
money doesn't buy you a golf swing.
Money doesn't buy you a golf swing. Any more to add in before we take a quick break?
Well, yeah, let's just put in there about Fred Couples. He's also playing over there in Dubai, coming in from the senior tour. I think what do they call it now? The Champions Tour. They're not allowed to say senior anymore. Anyway, whatever. But he's actually won that tournament in Dubai, but back in 1995. And we were saying off mic a little bit earlier about bad backs and affecting his swings. Now, there is a story actually about Fred Couples. Apparently, at the end of last year, he went over to Germany, had an injection because he gets a bad back, and I'm not sure what they inject something in. They won't do it in the States, but they will do it perfectly legally in Germany. And then I think he got a cold over Christmas, and he took some sort of a nasal spray, and apparently the side effect of the nasal spray completely nullified the effect of the injection he'd had in Germany for his bad back. So whether he's been to Germany on the way through to Dubai or not, I hope he has, he'll have had that injection and be playing with an improved back. But interesting what they do.
Freddie's a great player
Isn't
to watch.
He? Fantastic. Beautiful swing.
Yeah. He's just his cool way of doing everything.
And also, we're going to go back to... we're going to test John. Can I just test John and Jeff and just see if they can answer the question from last week?
Good one, because we've got to give the answer.
Yeah, we've got to give the answer. Let's just see if you guys can get this. We asked a question last week on the golf show, and this was the question. What is Lee Trevino's nickname?
The Mex.
He's near.
Oh, he's
near.
He's getting there.
He's near.
Max.
Mad Max. No, not Mad Max.
Mad Max. Yeah, well.
Tex-Mex or something? No,
Rich Mex.
You're close, guys. Anyway, I'm going to give the answer. Right? That's okay. And we're going to give another question out at the end of the show. It's Super Mex.
You were nearly there.
You was nearly there. You got the Mad Max bit. He probably is a bit of Mad Max when he gets on the 18th. But Super Mex was the answer to the question last week.
When he said, when he was just starting, he was a poor Mexican, and he said, "Now I'm a rich Spaniard."
We'll end on that note and come back with the guys live in the studio. Stay with us on 105. Right, we're going to be kicking off, Ian, with a bit of good news.
Well, we've got the AT&T at Pebble Beach coming up, starting today, in fact. Played over 3 courses out there. Beautiful, beautiful golf courses. We've got top lineup of US players. Tiger Woods is back, so that'll be interesting. Phil Mickelson's there, Spencer Levine, Jim Furyk, Hunter Mahan, David Duval, Ricky Fowler, $6.4 million of prize money and 1.15 or thereabouts going to the winners. So that would be a good one.
Like we said, not to be sniffed at. Now, of course, going over to the Pebble Beach, I mean, some of the guys in the studio, I mean, I sort of got a little bit of insight to this. Pebble Beach, of course, Pines Golf Club, John, not the name anymore.
No, that was his first name. But Pebble Beach is surprising. Nobody knows that when you play Pebble Beach in the week, it's actually a park. So I've played it, and
so hang on. When you say it's a park, I mean people walking through
public, public park.
Yeah, people walking their dogs,
jogging by, riding bicycles. But it's absolutely fabulous. It's a really relaxed atmosphere, and obviously the views are incredible. They've got some amazing holes, but also they've got some quite normal holes. It's just straightforward holes, but they've got 8 probably the most incredible holes in the world. And
then just sort of doing a quick recap on it, I mean, they're saying that the first hole is called Treasure Island. It is a downhill 595-yard par 5.
Yeah, that's a nice friendly one to get you going, isn't it?
That's Spyglass, right?
Yeah, that's Spyglass, yeah.
Spyglass, yeah. Spyglass is a really difficult golf course. Pretty narrow. You got sand dunes everywhere, and then you've got this lovely plant called ice plant.
Ice plants, yeah.
If you go in the ice plant, you take a drop. You don't try and hit it out at all. You can see your ball. It looks good, but you cannot try. If you try to hit it, it's like a waste of time.
I'd be like that when I'd be trembling, like you said, Ian, like 600 yards near enough, isn't it? First off
the only good news about that is it's downhill, but probably, having said that, it's wind against.
And of course, as we know, John, down there, one of the more renowned holes is the 4th one, which is a 370-yard par 4 named Blind Pew, which is what it says really. It's blind, isn't it?
Yeah, blind. You have to hit it right over this big sand dune on the top of the hill, and it's wow. You better be hitting. And there's not much room for error.
And going by the way you're talking, I'm going to have a quick shot in the dark here. I would have said you've played there.
Yeah, played there. Ate my lunch.
Ate your lunch there?
Yes.
Absolutely. Great course?
Fabulous golf course.
Ian?
Never been out there, but I'm glad that... well, Jeff, you played there as well, weren't you saying earlier?
I only played Pebble Beach.
Okay.
We used to play there in the Monterey Rotary Club tournament. We used to get invited down there. It was around about August. And actually, we played down there one time. It was on my birthday, so it was quite a treat for a birthday present.
Sure.
Because Pebble Beach has just got that aura about it, playing it, because all the famous people that have walked around it, and the houses on the golf course, the mansions are just unbelievable.
Like it. Sounds good to me. Fancy playing a place like that?
Ooh, I'd love to. I'm waiting for the invite. Seem to postman can't find me, unfortunately.
So this week, where are you off this week? Are you going to get out there and have a go anywhere?
I'm not sure.
Going to have a bit of a go?
Maybe Lam Chabang, or perhaps up to one of the Siam courses. Maybe Plantation again. That would be nice.
Okay, some of the listeners have sent us in a question, so I would imagine you guys know the answer to this, so I'm going to ask you to keep a little bit quiet. Okay, this is a listener's question for us to put out on the site, and that is, where is the US Masters held? Okay, everybody's smiling in the studio, so that means they know the answer, but do you guys out there know the answer to it? And if you do, simply email me at daved@pattaya105.com. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of a break, come back and wrap it up for today and say thank you to the guys in the studio, find out where they are, get some information from them, websites and, of course, telephone numbers and things like that, and Ian, we'll wrap it up and say goodbye, yeah?
Excellent. Sounds
okay,
good.
stay with us on 105.